Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I want to show you guys how I made this beautiful dress you're seeing me putting on right here. You can see how beautiful and colorful this looks. This is a very simple tutorial. It's a Bubu dress that I used two different materials to make this. So I decided to just, show you guys how I made all of this. I have a lot of tutorial here on YouTube on how you can cut out a bubble dress. So I just decided to, show you guys how to go about this too. So if you are new to my channel, please do well to hit on the subscribe button and also please turn on that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload my next video. You can see how beautiful and colorful this fabric looks. So this material has like two side pockets, as you can see. So we are going to be doing all of that here. So if you haven't subscribed, what are you still waiting for? Go ahead and hit on the subscribe button and also please turn on your notification bell. All right, with that being said guys, let's just get right into the video. So I made this using two different types of Ankara fabric. This right here is the colorful one, and I also have this one here, which is the main dress. I'll be using it for the main dress, and it's black and white. So I'll keep the colorful one aside and let's work on this. For this particular one here, I'm going to now open it up. All right, so I'm going to open it up this way and then fold this into four. So please pay attention to this. I've opened up this fabric and currently you can see how it is, right? So this is how you're going to now fold your fabric. So mine is already opened and I'm going to now fold it into two. So this is how you're going to fold it. All right, so fold it into two this way till where you get to the length you're working with. For me, I'm working with length of 55 inches, but I'm going to cut this out at 56. So the remaining 1 inch is going to be for the folding allowance. So I'll take my tape and measure down to wherever I have my 56 inches, and it's exactly here. I'm also going to repeat same thing on this other side just to be sure that the fabric is straight. All right, so I'll measure same thing on this other side to know if I have the same measurement. So now that I'm done with this, the next thing I'm going to do right now is to cut away the excess fabric. So I'll come to this other end here and then cut away this excess. So this is no longer needed. All right, so go ahead and cut it out. Okay, so the fabric I'm using is 6 yards of Ankara fabric, and the 6 yards is what I just, like, I had to cut out the excess. If you're making use of 3 yards, I believe that 3 yards will be enough. Okay, that's if you're going for the shorter one, you can make use of 3 yards. And if you're also going for the longer one, I think 3 to 3.5 yards will be enough for you. Now that I'm done folding, I'm just going to go ahead now and iron it out. Don't forget guys, I also folded my fabric into four. After folding it into two, if you notice, I had to fold it again into four. So on the shoulder line here, we have it folded into four. Okay, so we are going to now come to the shoulder line, like the top of this area is going to serve as the shoulder line. I'm going to use my neck width of 4 inches. That is what I just marked there, and I'll mark 4 inches here and then come down by 2 or 1.5 inch. I came down by 1.5 inch for the back neckline. From the center here, I'm going to now come in again by half of my shoulder, which is 7.5, and from that point I'm going to take my sleeve length. It's a bubu, right? So it has to be cut together sleeve. So I want the sleeve to be 13 or 14 inches by the time I'm done, and I'm going to be adding the colorful sleeve to this particular sleeve. So I marked this at 8 inches. So I'll use the colorful fabric to complete the sleeve later. So for my sleeve opening, I came down by 13 inches again and I connected the straight line as so. Please guys, I'm so sorry that I'm using white chalk for this. I believe it's not too visible. I could not find my colorful chalk, so I just decided to make use of this, but please just listen to what I'm saying. From that point, I'll mark my round hip divided by 4 and also add 4 inches to this. You can decide to make yours 3 inches. You can even decide to make it 5 inches. That's if you want it very, very big, okay? So I'll use that measurement down to where the end of my fabric, okay? So whatever measurement you have, after marking your round hip and adding some inches to it, take it down to the end of the dress and you're going to now connect it into a straight line, which is what I'm doing here. So I'm going to use my straight ruler now to connect from this point down to the end of my dress, all right, down to where this dress is. Just connect it down just like so. Once you're done with that, you're going to come to the armhole area here and just make a curve. So this armhole area is not supposed to be straight, just curve it this way. You can see what I'm doing. Just make a curve around the armhole area just like this and you are good to go. So just go ahead and cut it out. After cutting it out, just go ahead and open it up. Now the way you're going to open this up, make sure that the two sleeves are facing each other, right side to right side. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. This is my sleeve here and I'm going to now place this other one on top of it this way. That way you're going to have the neckline looking like this, like a half circle. So go ahead now and arrange your fabric very well. All right, make sure you arrange this fabric very, very well. So we are going to pick one side of it to serve as the front. Okay, so it's a kimono bubu, right? So we have to open up the front. So from the front here, I'm going to use this very part as the front. All right, so I'm going to cut away some inches from it. You can decide to measure it. Just cut about 3 inches from the neck area here. If you want to measure it, measure 3 inches onward and then cut it out, but I'm just using my free hand to just do this. Once you're done cutting this out, you're going to have it like this. So when you open it up, all right, when you open it up, this is what you have. Okay, so when you open it up, it's going to be like this. So go ahead and arrange it properly. Okay, when you open it up, you have something looking like this. So I'm going to now arrange it. So when you arrange this, you'll notice that one side of it is open, which is the part that we cut out. That part is going to be serving as the front. So what we are going to do right now is to take measurements around this part through to the neckline area. So this is what I'm trying to say. I'm going to measure from here. So place your tape, measure from here, continue to measure until you get to the neckline. You're going to turn over and measure it down to this other side. So when you get to the neckline area here, you're going to measure it. So for me, this part here, I'll now measure it around the neckline. So from here to here, I have 60 inches. I'll bring my tape and continue to measure from that point again. All right, so I'll bring back my tape and continue to measure from here down to this other side here and then measure it through to, please, I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. So I'll measure it from here down to this other side. Remember, I had 60 inches already, and from here I have another 60 inches, making it 120, and I'll measure from here. I have 5 inches, making it 125 inches. So the colorful fabric I will be cutting to add to this dress the length should be 125 inches. So I have cut this out and it's currently on fold. All right, like on the neck area, the upper part here is on fold, and the width for this is 6 inches. The length for this is what the measurement I took earlier that I said is 125, but what I have here is more than 125, just to be on a safe side. You can decide to add extra 5 inches to the measurement, so that by the time you are done joining this to your fabric, if you have any excess, you can decide to cut it out. Then from here I'll come down to about 13 inches for the neckline. This neckline is where my neck is going to like pass through. So from this other point, since I have 3 inches for the neck width, I'm going to divide it by 2, making it 3 inches. So I'm going to be using 3 inches now to connect a straight line. This is just me trying to divide this material into 2, or this measurement I have into 2. So when I took the measurement, I had 6 inches, right? So 6 divided by 2 is 3 inches. You're now going to mark that 3 inches downward, and you're going to do this on the wrong side of your fabric, okay? Whatever you're doing, do it on the wrong side of your fabric. All right, so you're now going to go over to your sewing machine. From this point, you're going to stitch it down to the end of the fabric. All right, after stitching mine, make sure you do it on the wrong side. This is it here. I have stitched it down to the end of this fabric. I'm trying my best to explain this better so that you guys can understand. Once you're done stitching, you're now going to fold this way. All right, so fold it this way and also fold this other side like this. I had to iron my seams open on the part where I notch on the neckline. So on the part where I stitch, like join this together on the neckline, because you know I had to join the material at some point to get the length I'm working with, right? So that point I use it as a neckline. So you're going to now fold it this way, open it up and fold it this way, and then iron it out. All right, so this is it here. This is how it's supposed to be. So fold it this way and you're going to now iron it out. Make sure you iron it out properly. I'm done ironing this, and this is how beautiful it looks. Can you see? So that's the neck area. So right now I'll bring the main fabric, and I'm going to, keep this aside, bring the main fabric. So you're going to now notch the center of the neckline, place them into 2 this way, and get the center of the neckline from the back. So this is it here. I'm now going to notch it. This is the center part. So from that point now, the part where I have the joining also on the neckline from the other pieces we just stitched right now, I'm going to bring it. So that part where I have that joining is what I'm going to use now to stitch on the neckline, to place on the neckline. So this part here, all right, so if you don't have it, just locate where your neckline is. For me, it's somewhere here, and I'm going to now pin it down. So you're going to pin it down this way, all right, and then continue to pin it down like this. Now if your fabric, you don't have any joining around the neckline, that part that's the center on the neck area is where you're going to now place it to the notch part on your dress. So you're also going to now pin it over this way, all right, or better still, take it down to the sewing machine and stitch it down. So this is how it's going to be. You're going to stitch on this other side, and then just stitch it around the dress, round the part that is open. Just stitch it like when you are on your sewing machine, you will know what to do. So I'll go ahead and stitch it and show you guys. After I was done stitching, this is how mine looks. I use it to cover up that open part we cut out earlier. So after stitching this, I have a lot of excess here. So what I'll do now is to cut it out. So it's better for you to have excess fabric than to run out of fabric and then you start like loosening this up and then start stitching it again. So it's better to have excess than to run out of fabric. So for my slits, I didn't stitch on the fabric totally. I left some area open to serve as a sleeve on the center area. So right now we are going to be working on the sleeve area here. All right, so for the sleeve area here, I'll measure what I have from here to here. I have 25 inches and I have already cut out a fabric to attach on the sleeve area, and the fabric I have is more than 25 inches. I have about 27 inches here. So if I'm done stitching and I also have excess here, I will just cut it off. So it's better for you to cut, like, if you take the measurement and you have maybe 25 inches, add extra 2 inches to it, so that by the time you are stitching this, you're not going to run out of fabric, because it do happens. Okay, so it's just for you to cut out the excess by the time you are done. So go ahead and pin this down, and you're going to take it to your sewing machine and join the material to your sleeve. Remember I said I'm working with 13 inches sleeve length, so I cut out using 8 inches, and I'm going to be using the colorful one to like add it up later. So I'm also going to fold the end of the sleeve and then top stitch on it. So I'm going to repeat same thing on this other side here. After I was done stitching on the sleeve, this is what it looks like right now. This is it here. I also did same thing on this other side. You can see how beautiful it looks. It's now time to work on the pocket area. And as for the pockets, I'm going to now take measurement from the shoulder of my dress. I'll measure from the shoulder. I'll come down by about 17 inches. All right, from the shoulder I'll come down by about 17 inches, and you're going to make a point here. And you're also going to repeat same thing on this other side. Come down by 17 inches as well, and then make a point here. So that's the part where we're going to be placing our pocket. So from here I'll come in by 1.5 inch, and also come in by 1.5 inch on this other side. Now I'm going to bring my pocket. Now for the length of this pocket, I use about 10 inches for the width and also 10 inches for the length. From here to here I have 10 inches, and from here to here I have, okay, I use 9 inches, sorry. So I'm going to fold it this way. So from the upper part where your hand is going to pass through, just fold it this way and top stitch on it. But before then, go ahead and iron this out. So I'm also going to fold all the corners and then iron them out. So right now go ahead and then place it on the fabric this way and top stitch on it. But before we do that, make sure that the part where your hand is going to pass through, you're going to first top stitch on it before you place it on the fabric. So come out by 1.5 inch again, and then place your pocket this way and pin it down. Before you take this to your sewing machine, make sure you pin this down just like this. And I'm also going to repeat same thing on this other side. So once I'm done with this, I'll take it now to my sewing machine and stitch on it, leaving the upper part open, because that's where my hand is going to pass through. Don't close it up totally, leave the upper part open. This is what I have after I was done stitching the pocket. I also went ahead to close up the side of my dress and also fold the end of this dress. You can see that this dress also have like a slit from the center part here. Can you see? I came up by about 13 inches for the sleeve opening. You can do this as well. So when you are stitching, don't close it up totally. All right, so this is how beautiful the dress looks. Please, if you watch this far and you haven't subscribed, do well to hit on the subscribe button, and please turn on that your notification bell, guys. I believe this video was helpful. Please let me know what you think about this in the comment section. To my old subscribers, you guys are highly welcome. Thanks for always engaging on my videos. See you guys in my next video. Bye.